The Science of the Quran, Decoding the Divine and Spiritual Dimensions. Chapter 1, in Parallels, examines how the number 7, with its prominence in it to concepts of coding and encryption in modern scientific taxonomy, moral and ethical science, life. How Surah 17, Ayat 29, from physical laws to ecological balance. Chapter Order, Beauty and Wisdom. We delve into numbers not merely as mathematical entities, but as keys to understanding the Quran's scientific, mystical, and spiritual dimensions. Chapter 1, Introduction. The Science of Divine Numbers. The nexus of science and spirituality. We explore how the Quran invites scientific contemplation with its numeric patterns, suggesting a divine order that parallels natural laws. Why the Quran discusses the Quran's challenge to humanity to ponder over creation, positioning numerology not as superstition, but as a method of divine communication. Chapter 2, The Rhythm of Creation. Polar 7 Scientific Parallels examines how the number 7, with its prominence in the Quran, 7 heavens, 7 days of creation, resonates with scientific patterns like the 7 layers of the atmosphere or the electromagnetic spectrum's divisions. Quranic verse analysis, Surah 7, Ayat 7, is a testament to divine oversight, paralleling scientific concepts of observation and accountability. Chapter 3, The Code of Protection, Polar 19. The Scientific Miracle of 19 discusses the mathematical uniqueness of 19 in the Quran, linking it to concepts of coding and encryption in modern science, suggesting divine protection or a structural code. Verse interconnection, how Surah 19, Ayat 19 mirrors the scientific principle of precise communication, akin to genetic or molecular signaling. Chapter 4, The Spectrum of Divine Attributes. Polar 99, The Scientific Approach to Divinity, explores how the 99 names of Allah can be seen as a catalogue of natural and divine laws, reflecting the diversity and unity found in scientific taxonomy. Moral and ethical science, Surah 99, Ayat 9, and the scientific principle of cause and effect, where every action has a consequence, paralleling quantum mechanics' observer effect. Chapter 5, Transition and Unity, Polar 1729. Mathematical beauty meets spiritual journey. Ramanujan's number and its significance in mathematics are linked to the spiritual journey of the soul, reflecting the transition from chaos to order in cosmic evolution. Balance in life. How Surah 17, Ayat 29, advocates for balance akin to the equilibrium sought in ecological and biological systems. Chapter 6, The Cube of Unity, Polar 729. The Science of Complexity discusses how 729 as 93 symbolizes the complexity of life in the universe, mirroring fractal patterns or the layered complexity of DNA. Divine justice and scientific law, Surah 7, Ayat 29, and the concept of justice in nature, from physical laws to ecological balance. Chapter 7, Unveiling Mysteries, Polar 237, The Science of Revelation. The Muqattat and their numeric sums suggest a methodology akin to scientific inquiry into the unknown, encouraging exploration and discovery. Human-divine interaction, Surah 2, Ayat 37, and the scientific narrative of evolution through divine guidance. Chapter 8, The Balance of the Soul, Polar 200, as a complete system of laws similar to a scientific theory, study of the Quran, not for proving its divinity. Here we treat the Quran as a text that not the Quran's encouragement of knowledge and contemplation, Polar 19. The number 19 discusses how the 99 names of Allah could be knowledge. Chapter 9, The Guidance is Melody, Polar 286. Comprehensive guidance, the 286 verses of Surah Al-Baqarah as a complete system of laws similar to a scientific theory encompassing various aspects of life. Worldly and afterlife balance, Surah 2, Ayat 86, and the scientific principle of balancing resources for sustainability. Chapter 10, Conclusion, The Symphony of Science and Spirit Unifying Themes. How these numeric patterns and verses together form a symphony where science meets spirituality, suggesting a holistic view of the universe. The call to contemplation encourages further scientific study of the Quran, not for proving its divinity, but for appreciating the depth of its message and the beauty of its structure. The Quantum Quran, exploring the intersection of science and revelation. Preface. In an era where science and spirituality are often viewed through dichotomous lenses, this book seeks to illuminate how the Quran's numeric patterns, or Polar Quran, can be seen as a divine quantum code offering insights into the universe's fabric, human consciousness, and spiritual growth. Here we treat the Quran as a text that not only speaks to the faithful, but also invites scientists, mathematicians, and philosophers to explore its depths. Chapter 1. Introduction. The quantum nature of divine revelation, quantum theory and Quranic patterns, an introduction to how the principles of quantum mechanics, like superposition, entanglement, and uncertainty, resonate with the Quran's numerological and mystical aspects. Why the Quran in science? The Quran's encouragement of knowledge and contemplation as a precursor to scientific exploration. Chapter 2. The 7 layers of reality. Polar 7 quantum layers analogizes the 7 heavens to quantum layers or dimensions, discussing how these might reflect the complexity and depth of reality. Scientific and mystical reflections explores Surah 7, Ayat 7 through the lens of quantum observation, where every action is observed and recorded, akin to the quantum measurement problem. Chapter 3, the quantum code, Polar 19. The number 19 as a quantum key delves into how 19 could be seen as a quantum code or key within the Quran, paralleling the idea of quantum cryptography or the inherent order in quantum systems. Divine message and quantum information. How Surah 19, Ayat 19 symbolizes the transmission of divine information, much like quantum bits, qubits convey multiple states simultaneously. Chapter 4. The spectrum of divine attributes. Polar 99 quantum field theory and divine names discusses how the 99 names of Allah could be analogous to the fundamental forces or fields in quantum physics, each name a vibration or aspect of reality. Moral quantum ethics uses Surah 99 to the balance in quantum systems, where over-measurement 9 to quantum justice, where every particle equilibrium. Polar 289 symmetry quantum system. Surah Al-Baqarah's 286 suggest a universal language where science and spirituality, that the Quran's numeric patterns or polar Qurans, it's to a singular observed state reflecting the spiritual journey from multiplicity to divine unity. Quantum balance relates Surah 17, Ayat 29, to the balance in quantum systems, where over-measurement, extravagance, or under-measurement, stinginess, disrupts the system's harmony. Chapter 6. The quantum cube. Polar 729 quantum complexity and divine wisdom. Discusses 729.93 as a symbol of quantum complexity, where each level of understanding, each 9, deepens the insight into divine and natural laws. Justice in quantum scale compares the divine justice in Surah 7 Ayat 29 to quantum justice, where every particle interaction is governed by immutable laws. Chapter 7. Decoding the mysteries. Polar 237 quantum mysteries and revelation. The Muqatta'at and Polar 237 as akin to quantum mysteries, where the act of seeking knowledge is a journey through the veil of the unknown. Quantum leap in understanding. How Surah 2 Ayat 37 reflects quantum leaps from one state of understanding sin to another, repentance. Chapter 8. Quantum equilibrium. Polar 289 symmetry in quantum and spiritual worlds. The square of 17 as a symbol of equilibrium, mirroring the balance in quantum systems where symmetry plays a crucial role. Spiritual and scientific enlightenment analyzes Surah 2, Ayat 89, in the context of quantum enlightenment, where recognizing truth leads to quantum shifts in consciousness. Chapter 9. The quantum cycle of guidance. Polar 286. A complete quantum system. Surah Al-Baqarah's 286 verses as a complete quantum guide to life, law, and spirituality, akin to a comprehensive quantum theory. Consequences and quantum choice. Relates Surah 2, Ayat 86, to quantum decision-making, where choices in this life determine outcomes in the next, like quantum superposition collapsing into reality. Chapter 10. Conclusion. The harmonic convergence of science and spirit. Quantum Quran as a universal language. How these numeric patterns and verses suggest a universal language where science and spirituality converge, offering a new way to understand the cosmos and our place within it. Future of quantum Quranic studies. Encourages ongoing research at the intersection of quantum physics, Islamic theology, and mysticism. The cosmic code unraveling the quantum physics of the Quran. Preface. In this exploration, we aim to traverse the vast expanse between the subatomic world of quantum physics and the spiritual universe of the Quran, proposing that the Quran's numeric patterns, or polar Quran, serve as a divine code, echoing the language of quantum mechanics. This book seeks to illuminate how these patterns can be seen as part of a cosmic dialogue, offering insights into the nature of reality, consciousness, and divine unity. Chapter 1. Introduction. Quantum mechanics using different quantum states or dimensions, aligning graphy, divine messaging, how Surah 19, and the quantum entanglement of actions, where every deed has a rim cube of wisdom, polar 729, quantum uncertainty, and divine mysteries. The 17 is a symbol of quantum symmetry, where spiritual and physics that invite scientific inquiry. Chapter 2, the 7 quantum realms, polar 7 quantum dimensions, the concept of 7 heavens as potentially symbolizing different quantum states or dimensions, aligning with string theory or multiverse concepts. Observation and reality, Surah 7, Ayat 7, analyzed through the lens of quantum observation, where human actions affect and are affected by the divine observer. Chapter 3, the quantum guardian, polar 19 quantum encryption, and the number 19 proposes that the number 19 acts as a quantum key, unlocking layers of meaning within the Quran, similar to quantum cryptography. Divine messaging, how Surah 19, Ayat 19 reflects quantum information theory, where divine messages are both particle and wave, existing in a state of potentiality until observed. Chapter 4, the quantum spectrum of being, polar 99 quantum fields and divine names. The 99 names of Allah as analogous to quantum fields, each name representing a different aspect of reality or a fundamental force of nature. Quantum morality, Surah 99, Ayat 9, and the quantum entanglement of actions, where every deed has a ripple effect across space-time. Chapter 5, transitioning states, polar 1729, quantum superposition to unity, Ramanujan's number as a metaphor for the quantum journey from numerous potential states to a singular observed reality, paralleling spiritual ascension. Quantum balance relates Surah 17, Ayat 29 to quantum equilibrium, where maintaining balance prevents the collapse of quantum systems into chaos. Chapter 6, the quantum cube of wisdom, polar 729 quantum layers, and divine attributes, the number 729, as a symbol of the quantum complexity of divine wisdom, each 9 inches representing a deeper layer of understanding. Justice in quantum terms interprets Surah 7, Ayat 29 through the quantum justice, where every interaction is meticulously accounted for, mirroring quantum conservation laws. Chapter 7, the quantum veil of mystery, polar 237 quantum uncertainty and divine mysteries, the mukatat, and polar 237 as reflections of quantum uncertainty, where the act of seeking divine knowledge involves navigating through probabilities. Quantum leap of faith, Surah 2, Ayat 37 as a quantum leap from one state of being to another, embodying quantum jumps in understanding. Chapter 8, quantum symmetry, polar 289 quantum symmetry and spiritual balance. The square of 17 as a symbol of quantum symmetry, where spiritual and physical balance are akin to maintaining quantum states. Recognition in quantum consciousness explores how discusses Surah 2 Ayat 86 in terms of to uncover new dimensions of understanding. Titled, curiously, this quantum concept finds this suggests a unity beneath apparent separation, a form of divine entanglement where every part of the He is Allah, who is one, Allah, the eternal as a comprehensive quantum system of laws, ethics, and spirituality, reflecting the holistic nature of quantum theories. Quantum Consequences discusses Surah 2 Ayat 86 in terms of quantum causality, where choices in this life echo through quantum waves to the hereafter. Chapter 10, Conclusion, the Quantum Symphony of the Quran, the Quantum Quranic Dialogue, how these numeric patterns and verses suggest a universe where science and spirituality are not separate but are harmonious expressions of the same truth. Future directions in quantum Quranic studies calls for continued exploration at the intersection of quantum physics and Islamic theology to uncover new dimensions of understanding. Title, Quantum Entanglement in the Quran, a Divine Connection, Introduction. Quantum entanglement, a phenomenon where particles become interconnected in such a way that the state of one instantly influences the state of another, no matter the distance between them, has been one of the most intriguing aspects of quantum mechanics. This principle, often dubbed spooky action at a distance by Albert Einstein, has profound implications for our understanding of reality. Curiously, this quantum concept finds metaphorical and philosophical reflections in the Quran, suggesting a divine interconnectedness that transcends physical space and time. Quantum entanglement, a Brief overview. Definition: quantum entanglement occurs when two particles are generated, interact, or share spatial proximity in a way that the quantum state of each particle cannot be described independently of the state of the other, even when separated by large distances. Implications: this suggests a unity beneath apparent separation, where actions, states, or changes in one particle are immediately mirrored in its entangled partner, challenging our classical understanding of locality and causality. Quranic parallels: unity of creation and consciousness. Quranic verse: "And he is with you wherever you are." Quran 57:4. This verse can be seen as a metaphor for entanglement, where God's presence is intertwined with every aspect of creation, suggesting a form of divine entanglement where every part of the universe is connected to the divine essence. Interpretation: just as entangled particles share a unified state, the Quran portrays all of creation, including human consciousness, as inherently connected to God, reflecting a cosmic entanglement where spiritual and physical actions are not isolated but part of a larger interconnected system. The concept of Tawhid, oneness of God. Quranic verse: "Say, He is Allah, who is one, Allah, the eternal refuge." Quran 112:1-2. This emphasis on unity can be paralleled with the concept of entanglement, where despite the multiplicity of creation, there is an underlying oneness. Interpretation: Tawhid in Islamic theology, anything smaller than that or greater, but that it is ledger, entangled with our spiritual fate. Actions or lack of enlightenment in this life directly influence that ripple through the spiritual fabric of existence. Appreciate the Quran not only as a guide for spiritual life of a single quantum event. The interconnectivity of human actions and divine judgment. Quranic verse: "And not absent from your Lord is any part of an atom's weight within the earth, or within the heaven, or anything smaller than that or greater, but that it is in a clear register." Quran 10:61. This speaks to an accounting of all actions, reminiscent of quantum entanglement, where every action is recorded and affects the whole. Interpretation: the precision with which actions are noted and will be judged in the afterlife can be likened to quantum entanglement, where every quantum event has an impact on the entire system. This suggests that our deeds are not isolated, but are part of a cosmic ledger, entangled with our spiritual fate. The spiritual journey and quantum observation. Quranic verse: "And whoever is blind in this life will be blind in the hereafter and more astray in way." Quran 17:72. This can be seen as analogous to the observer effect in quantum mechanics, where observation affects the outcome. Interpretation: just as observing a quantum state collapses its wave function into a specific state, the spiritual journey involves self-observation and accountability, where one's actions or lack of enlightenment in this life directly influences one's state in the next. Mystical and philosophical insights. Sufi perspective. Sufism often speaks of the unity of existence, wadat al-wujud, where all things are expressions of the divine. This can be compared to entanglement, where all particles are part of one entangled state, symbolizing spiritual unity across all of creation. Moral responsibility. The interconnectedness suggested by entanglement parallels the Islamic teaching that all actions have consequences that ripple through the spiritual fabric of existence, akin to how entangled particles influence each other. Conclusion: the Quran, while not a scientific text, provides metaphors and philosophical insights that resonate with the modern understanding of quantum entanglement. It suggests a divine design where everything is interlinked, affecting and reflecting each other, from the smallest particle to the vastness of the cosmos, and from the mundane to the divine. This exploration invites us to appreciate the Quran not only as a guide for spiritual life, but as a text that speaks to the interconnected nature of reality, encouraging contemplation on how our actions, thoughts, and existence are part of a grand, entangled tapestry of creation, titled Entangled Threads: The Quantum Connection in Islamic Revelation. Introduction. Quantum entanglement offers a profound metaphor for understanding the unity and interconnectedness described in the Quran. This concept, where particles share a quantum state over any distance, challenges our class. Indeed, Allah is all-encompassing and knows. Those who disbelieve are allies of one another, and unless you do, the interconnected nature of quantum states convey information instantaneously. In Quran 17:13. This points to a person of quantum entanglement. expanding on quantum entanglement, non-locality, the idea that entangled particles can influence each other instantaneously over any distance, challenges our classical notions of space and time, paralleling Islamic concepts of God's omnipresence and omniscience. Interdependence. Just as entangled particles are interdependent, the Quran speaks of an interconnected web of creation where everything is linked to the divine will. Quranic parallels, the unity of existence, Wahdat al-Wujud, Quranic verse. And to Allah belongs the east and the west, so wherever you might turn, there is the face of Allah. Indeed, Allah is all-encompassing and knowing, Quran 2:115. This verse implies a cosmic entanglement where every direction, every part of creation is an aspect of God. Interpretation. This can be seen as an entanglement of all existence with the divine, where every part of the universe is an expression of the One, suggesting a spiritual and physical unity that transcends physical separation. The moral entanglement of deeds, Quranic verse. Indeed, those who disbelieve are allies of one another, and unless you do this, there will be fitna on earth and great corruption. Quran 8:73. Here, the moral actions of individuals are seen as interconnected, affecting not just themselves but the broader community and environment. Interpretation. This can be likened to quantum entanglement, where the state of one particle affects another. In this moral context, every action is entangled with the well-being of society, suggesting a collective responsibility akin to the interconnected nature of quantum states. The immediate knowledge of the divine, Quranic verse. And with him are the keys of the unseen. None knows them except him, and he knows what is on the land and in the sea. Not a leaf falls but that he knows it, and no grain is there within the darknesses of the earth, and no moist or dry thing but that it is written in a clear record. Quran 6:59. This verse speaks to God's complete and immediate knowledge, similar to how entangled particles convey information instantaneously. Interpretation. This divine omniscience can be seen as a form of entanglement where all events, actions, and outcomes are immediately known and recorded by God, paralleling the instant communication between entangled particles. The interconnectivity of human destiny, Quranic verse. And for every person we have imposed his fate upon his neck, and we will produce for him on the day of resurrection a record which he will encounter spread open. Quran 17:13. This points to a personal record of deeds that is part of a larger interconnected system of judgment. Interpretation. Here the personal destiny and actions. Entanglement metaphor encourages a view of ethics where actions are not active, invites believers and scholars to reflect on the Quran, delves into the fascinating intersection where quantum mechanics, revealing a cosmic dialogue of unity, complexity. Allah over all things is competent. Seeing the divine in all things could be seen as recognizing the entanglement of the soul with the divine essence, where every act of worship or reflection draws one closer to this unity. Ethical implications. The entanglement metaphor encourages a view of ethics where actions are not isolated but part of a web of influence, urging believers to act with awareness of their impact on this interconnected spiritual and physical reality. Conclusion. The parallels between quantum entanglement and Quranic teachings offer a fascinating lens through which to view Islamic theology. It suggests a world where everything is part of an intricate divine network, where actions, intentions, and the divine presence are all interwoven. This perspective invites believers and scholars to reflect on the Quran not only as a guide for individual conduct, but as a text that speaks to the profound unity and interdependence of all existence, much like the entangled nature of quantum particles. This exploration encourages a deeper contemplation of how our lives, actions, and spiritual journeys are part of a larger divine entanglement, where every thread of our existence connects back to the One. The Quantum Symphony of the Quran, a divine entanglement preface. This book delves into the fascinating intersection where quantum mechanics, particularly the phenomenon of entanglement, echoes the spiritual and theological messages of the Quran. By examining the numeric patterns, or polar Quran, alongside specific Quranic verses, Dalil, we aim to uncover how these elements suggest a divine unity and interconnectedness akin to the principles of quantum physics. Here we propose that the Quran not only speaks to the soul, but also invites a scientific contemplation of its messages, revealing a cosmic dialogue of unity, complexity, and divine presence. Chapter 1, Introduction. Quantum mechanics meets divine revelation. The quantum dance, an overview of quantum mechanics focusing on entanglement, where particles are interconnected across space and time, paralleling Islamic concepts of divine unity and omnipresence. The Quran's scientific invitation. Dalil, say, travel through the land and observe how He began creation, then Allah will produce the final creation. Indeed, Allah over all things is competent. Quran 29:20. This verse encourages observation and contemplation akin to scientific inquiry. Chapter 2. The 7 quantum realms. Polar 7 quantum dimensions. The number 7, with its significance in the Quran, 7 heavens, days of creation, can be seen as symbolizing quantum layers or states. Dalil. It is He who created for you all. Polar 19 quantum encryption. Quran 1919. Reflects the transmission of divine, exploring the facets of nature through quantum physics. Servant by night from Al-Masjid Al-Haram to Al-Masjid attributes, 729, 93, mysteries, the Muqatta'at and Polar 230 absent, Quran 7:7. This mirrors the quantum observer effect, where observation affects outcome. Chapter 3, the quantum guardian, Polar, 19 quantum encryption and the number 19. The number 19 as a potential quantum code, where its mathematical properties suggest a divine protective or ordering principle. Dalil. Over it are 19 angels. Quran 74:30. This verse introduces 19 in a context that some interpret as a code or pattern in the Quran's structure. Divine messaging. Dalil. He said, I'm only the messenger of your Lord to give you news of a pure boy. Quran 1919 reflects the transmission of divine information akin to quantum information theory. Chapter 4, the quantum spectrum of being. Polar 99 quantum fields and divine names. The 99 names of Allah as a metaphor for quantum fields, each name representing a unique aspect or force of reality. Dalil. And to Allah belong the best names, so invoke Him by them. Quran 7:180. This invites contemplation on divine attributes akin to exploring the facets of nature through quantum physics. Quantum morality. Dalil. So whoever does an atom's weight of good will see it. Quran 99:7-8 suggests a quantum-like accounting where actions are interconnected across time. Chapter 5, transitioning states. Polar 1729, quantum superposition to unity. Ramanujan's number symbolizes the transition from multiple states to unity, akin to quantum collapse. Dalil. Exalted is He who took His servant by night from Al-Masjid Al-Haram to Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. Quran 17:1. The night journey is a metaphor for spiritual transition. Quantum balance. Dalil. And do not make your hand as chained to your neck or extended completely, and thereby become blamed and insolvent. Quran 17:29. Advocates for balance, akin to quantum equilibrium. Chapter 6, the quantum cube of wisdom. Polar 729 quantum layers and divine attributes, 729, 93, as a symbol of layered divine wisdom, reflecting quantum complexity. Dalil. Say, O Muhammad, my Lord has ordered justice, and that you maintain yourselves in worship of Him at every place or time of prostration and invoke Him, sincere to Him in religion. Quran 7:29. Points to divine justice, paralleling quantum conservation laws. Chapter 7, the quantum veil of mystery. Polar 237 quantum uncertainty and divine mysteries. The Muqatta'at and Polar 237 as reflections of quantum uncertainty, where the act of seeking knowledge is like navigating quantum probabilities. Dalil. Then Adam received from his Lord some words, and he accepted his repentance. Indeed, it is He who is the accepting of repentance, the merciful. Quran 2:37. Marks the beginning of divine-human interaction, akin to quantum leaps in understanding. Chapter 8, quantum symmetry. Polar. Quran 2:89. Heightened for them, nor will they be helped. Quran suggests a divine entanglement where every level of coherence, not just in their mathematical beauty. Coherence in Islam discusses how unity, balance symbolizes divine perfection, often to disbelieved. But then, when there came to them that which they recognized, they disbelieved in it. So the curse of Allah will be upon the disbelievers. Quran 2:89. Highlights the recognition and denial of divine guidance, akin to quantum state collapse through observation. Chapter 9, the quantum cycle of existence. Polar 286. a quantum framework of guidance, the 286 verses of Surah Al-Baqarah, as a comprehensive quantum system of laws and ethics. Dalil. Those are the ones who have bought the life of this world in exchange for the hereafter, so the punishment will not be lightened for them, nor will they be helped. Quran 2:86. The consequences of choices akin to quantum causality. Chapter 10. Conclusion. The Quantum Symphony of the Quran. The quantum Quranic dialogue, how these numeric patterns and verses suggest a universe where science and spirituality are expressions of the same truth, with entanglement as a metaphor for divine unity. Dalil. And he is with you wherever you are. Quran 57:4. Suggests a divine entanglement where every part of creation is connected to the divine essence. Future directions in quantum Quranic studies. Calls for continued exploration at the intersection of quantum physics and Islamic theology to uncover new dimensions of understanding, the coherence of Polar Quran, a symphony of numbers and revelation. Preface. In this exploration, we delve into how the numeric patterns within the Quran, known as Polar Quran, exhibit an exceptional level of coherence, not just in their mathematical beauty, but in their alignment with the Quranic narrative, spiritual teachings, and the cosmic order. This coherence suggests a divine orchestration where numbers serve as a language, revealing deeper layers of meaning, guiding believers through spiritual enlightenment and reflecting the unity of existence. Here we combine numeric patterns with Quranic verses, Dalil, to illustrate this coherence. Chapter 1. Introduction. The Symphony of Coherence. Coherence in Islam discusses how unity, balance, and order are central themes in Islam, paralleling the coherence found in the Quran's numeric patterns. The Quran's challenge to coherence, Dalil. Then do they not reflect upon the Quran? If it had been from any other than Allah, they would have found within it much contradiction. Quran 4:82. This verse underscores the Quran's claim to a coherent, non-contradictory message. Chapter 2. The Coherence of Seven. Polar 7, divine order and completeness. The number 7 symbolizes divine perfection, often seen in the 7 heavens, days of creation, or cycles of life. Dalil. He it is who created for you all that is in the earth. Then turned he to the heaven and fashioned it as 7. Polar 19, mathematical and spiritual, and 54:17. Here the coherity. This invites contemplation on the coherence of divine attributes from multiplicity to divine unity. Dalility. The number 729, Qata'at 237, suggests a coherent beginning. 38. The cycle of creation, with rest on the 7th day, reflects a coherent spiritual journey. Chapter 3. The Coherent Code. Polar 19, mathematical and spiritual coherence. The number 19 is discussed for its potential role as a code or pattern within the Quran, suggesting divine protection and order. Dalil. Over it are 19 angels. Quran 74:30. This verse introduces 19 in a context that highlights its structural significance, unity and diversity, Dalil. And we have certainly made the Quran easy for remembrance, so is there any who will remember? Quran 54:17. Here the coherence of the Quran's message is emphasized, possibly linked to the numeric structure of 19. Chapter 4. The Spectrum of Divine Names, Polar 99. Coherence of divine attributes. The 99 names of Allah represent a coherent spectrum of divine qualities, reflecting the unity and diversity of God's nature. Dalil. And to Allah belong the best names, so invoke Him by them. Quran 7:180. This invites contemplation on the coherence of divine attributes, moral and ethical coherence. Dalil. So whoever does an atom's weight of good will see it. Quran 99:7. Suggests a coherent system of accountability where every action fits into the broader moral framework of the universe. Chapter 5. Coherent Transition. Polar 1729. From multiplicity to unity. Ramanujan's number illustrates a transition from complexity to simplicity, mirroring the spiritual journey from multiplicity to divine unity. Dalil. Exalted is he who took his servant by night from Al-Masjid Al-Haram to Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. Quran 17:1. The night journey as a coherent narrative of spiritual transition. Coherence in balance. Dalil. And do not make your hand as chained to your neck or extend it completely and thereby become blamed and insolvent. Quran 17:29. Advocates for a coherent approach to life's balance. Coherence in complexity. The number 72993 symbolizes layers of divine wisdom, coherently reflecting the complexity and unity of divine attributes. Dalil. Say, O Muhammad, my Lord has ordered justice, and that you maintain yourselves in worship of him at every place or time of prostration and invoke him, sincere to him in religion. Quran 729 highlights the coherence of divine justice with human actions. The dawn of divine secrets, the sum of the first surahs with Muqatta'at 237, suggests a coherent beginning to divine mysteries or revelation. Dalil. Then Adam received from his Lord some words, and he accepted his repentance. Indeed, it is he who is the accepting of repentance, the merciful. Quran 237 marks a coherent point of divine-human interaction, spiritual equilibrium, as 172-289 symbolizes balance or the completion of a cycle, coherent with the concept of spiritual growth. Dalil. And when there came to them a coherent cycle of divine guidance, law, patterns and verses together form a coherent narrative of which mathematical patterns. These patterns, the most famous mathematical pattern is the number 19. Numbers underpin much of cryptography. The use of 19, Quran 2:89, reflects the coherence between divine guidance and human response. A complete cycle of teaching. The 286 verses of Surah Al-Baqarah symbolize a coherent cycle of divine guidance, law, and ethics. Dalil. Those are the ones who have bought the life of this world in exchange for the hereafter, so the punishment will not be lightened for them, nor will they be helped. Quran 2:86 points to the coherent consequences of life choices within the Islamic framework. Chapter 10 Conclusion. The coherent divine symphony. The coherence of creation. How these numeric patterns and verses together form a coherent narrative of divine wisdom, unity and guidance, echoing the Quran's claim of being a coherent, non-contradictory revelation. Future of Quranic numerology encourages ongoing research into how numerology can further illuminate the coherent structure and message of the Quran. Title: The Mathematical Patterns of the Quran, a Divine Symphony. Introduction. The Quran, revered as the Word of God in Islam, is not only a spiritual guide, but also a text that has intrigued scholars for its mathematical patterns. These patterns, often referred to as Polar Quran, are seen by many as evidence of the Quran's divine origin, showcasing a level of coherence, symmetry, and complexity that mirrors the natural order of the universe. This exploration delves into the various mathematical patterns within the Quran, highlighting their significance from both a theological and scientific perspective. The number 19, a code of divine coherence pattern. The most famous mathematical pattern is the number 19, mentioned in the Quran in relation to the guardians of hell. Quran 74:30-31. Significance. This number has been linked to a variety of patterns within the Quran, such as the number of chapters, verses, words or letters in certain sections aligning with multiples or factors of 19. Some scholars propose it acts as a cryptographic key, ensuring the integrity and authenticity of the Quranic text. Scientific parallel. Similar to how prime numbers underpin much of cryptography, the use of 19 could be seen as a divine encryption of sorts, ensuring the coherence and preservation of the message. The 7, divine order and completeness pattern. The number 7 appears repeatedly, symbolizing perfection or completion in contexts like the 7 heavens, the 7 days of creation, or the 7 oft-repeated verses, Al-Fatiha. Significance. This reflects a cosmic order and completeness akin to the mathematical concept of cycles or the periodic nature of natural phenomena. Scientific parallel. The cyclical nature of 7 in the Quran. Unity, where each name is a facet of the singular. Surah Al-Baqarah with 208. The mysterious letters pattern. The Quran begins. Letters might encourage a deeper inquiry into the text's patterns or coincidences can lead to breakthroughs, revealing scholars alike to explore the Quran not just as a theology, presenting a unique attribute or quality of God. Significance. This pattern can be seen as a mathematical representation of divine multiplicity within unity, where each name is a facet of the singular divine essence. Scientific parallel. In science, we see analogous patterns where a single entity, like an atom, has multiple manifestations, isotopes, or where one force can manifest in various ways, as in the 4 fundamental forces. Symmetry and balance, polar 289 and others pattern. Numbers like 289, or 172, 729, 93, or even the structure of Surah al-Baqarah with 286 verses indicate a mathematical symmetry or balance within the Quran. Significance? These numbers suggest a balance between the divine and human realms, spiritual growth, or the completion of divine cycles. Scientific parallel. Symmetry is a fundamental aspect of physics, from particle physics to the structure of crystals. The Quran's use of these numbers might reflect the universal principle of symmetry found in nature, muqatta'at, the mysterious letters pattern. The Quran begins several chapters with disjointed or mysterious letters. For example, alif, lam, mim. These letters appear in patterns that some scholars have tried to decode for numeric significance. While their exact meaning remains a subject of debate, they contribute to the Quran's unique structure, possibly serving as a numeric or mnemonic device. Scientific parallel. Similar to how scientists look for patterns in data to form hypotheses or theories, these letters might encourage a deeper inquiry into the text's structure and meaning. Pattern. Various numeric patterns have been noted, such as the sum of certain verses correlating with significant numbers, or the symmetry in the number of verses in different sections of the Quran. Significance. These are often cited as miracles that testify to the Quran's divine origin, showcasing a level of mathematical sophistication that transcends human capability at the time of its revelation. Scientific parallel. In science, unexpected patterns or coincidences can lead to breakthroughs, revealing deeper truths about the universe, much like how these Quranic patterns might reveal deeper spiritual truths. Conclusion. The mathematical patterns within the Quran offer a unique intersection between science and spirituality, where numbers are not just counts but keys to understanding divine wisdom, cosmic order, and human existence. These patterns suggest a text designed with an intricate layer of meaning, encouraging believers and scholars alike to explore the Quran not just as a theological document, but as a profound example of divine coherence, paralleling the beauty and order scientists seek in the natural world. This exploration invites a dialogue where science and faith can converge in the quest for truth, unity, and understanding of the universe's design. Gambar yang mengandungi symbol typographic design the Quran, paralleling scientific concepts as names, so invoke him by them. Quran in a myriad of attributes. Why the Quran? This verse reflects the moral implications of divine classification. Just as science classifies life form, the diversity of divine names can be qualities, each name encapsulating a different aspect of God's nature. This chapter explores how Polar 99 reflects a coherent structure within the Quran, paralleling scientific concepts of diversity within unity, the classification of natural phenomena, and the multifaceted nature of reality. Coherence of divine attributes. 99 names as a spectrum. The names of Allah, ranging from the merciful to the just, provide a comprehensive view of divine nature, much like how the periodic table organizes the elements or how biology classifies species. Dalil. And to Allah belong the best names, so invoke him by them. Quran 7:180. This verse invites contemplation on the unity and diversity of divine attributes, akin to how science seeks unity in the diversity of natural laws. Scientific parallelism, diversity and unity in science. Just as the multitude of species all share the same genetic code, or how the fundamental forces of physics manifest in various ways, the 99 names illustrate how one divine essence can express itself in a myriad of attributes. Why the Quran's use of 99? Mathematical and symbolic significance. The number 99, being one less than 100, can symbolize the infinite nature of God. It's a comprehensible yet vast number, suggesting that while we can know many aspects of God, his essence is beyond full comprehension. Moral and ethical coherence. Dalil. So whoever does an atom's weight of good will see it. Quran 99:7. This verse reflects the moral implications of divine attributes, where every action is measured, paralleling the precision and accountability in scientific theories like quantum mechanics. Cognitive engagement. The Quran's listing of these names engages human cognition in a way that mirrors scientific classification, encouraging a deeper reflection on the qualities of the divine and their manifestations in the world. The scientific approach to Polar. 99 in the Quran. Taxonomy and classification. Just as science classifies life forms or elements to understand the universe's structure, the 99 names offer a spiritual taxonomy organizing divine attributes for contemplation and invocation. Quantum coherence and divine attributes. In quantum physics, particles can exist in multiple states, superposition. Much like how the names of Allah can represent God in various aspects, yet they all cohere to the singular essence of God, biological and physical laws. The diversity of divine names can be compared to the diversity of natural laws, where each law or attribute provides a different perspective or approach to understanding the universe's operation. Pattern recognition in science. The recurrent and the complexity of the universe. This chapter, a divine blueprint. Introduction, sacredity. Sacred geometry in Islamic art present the eternal, the infinite, and the unity of God, Tawhid. And the idea that 99 in the Quran not only serves a theological purpose by providing believers with a comprehensive understanding of God's nature, but also resonates with scientific methodologies that seek to categorize and understand the complexity of the universe. This chapter argues that the 99 names of Allah are not just spiritual tools, but also reflect a scientific approach to understanding diversity within unity. The Quran, through this numeric pattern, encourages a dialogue where the pursuit of knowledge about the divine can parallel the scientific quest to understand the natural world, highlighting a shared aim of discovering order, beauty, and coherence in existence. Sacred geometry in architecture, a divine blueprint. Introduction, sacred geometry plays a pivotal role in the architecture of many cultures, but it is particularly prominent in Islamic architecture, which often reflects the principles of unity, balance, and the divine order of the cosmos. This chapter explores how sacred geometry is not just an aesthetic choice, but a profound expression of spiritual beliefs embodying the mathematical and mystical dimensions of Islamic thought in physical form. The principles of sacred geometry. Unity and multiplicity. Sacred geometry in Islamic architecture often symbolizes the unity of God and the multiplicity of creation. Patterns like the star and hexagon are not just decorative. They represent the infinite nature of God and the cosmos, balance and harmony. Geometric patterns often reflect an innate desire for balance, mirroring the Islamic concept of mizan, balance, in life and creation. The circle of life. The circle, symbolizing the perfection of God, is frequently used to represent the eternal, the infinite, and the unity of all things. Examples in Islamic architecture: the star and hexagon, Alhambra, Granada. The Court of the Lions is famous for its intricate geometric patterns, where stars and hexagons interlock in a display of infinite expansion and contraction, symbolizing the vastness of the divine and the interconnectedness of all things. Significance. These patterns are not just for beauty, they reflect the Islamic belief in the unity of God, Tawhid, and the idea that all creation emanates from and returns to the One. Muqarnas shaped Lotfola Mosque, Isfahan. The Muqarnas, or honeycomb vaulting, represent the transition from the earthly to the divine, with their complex three-dimensional geometric patterns symbolizing the layers of heaven or the multiplicity within unity. Significance. They embody the concept of divine complexity and the journey of the soul through various spiritual stations towards God. Arabesque patterns, Dome of the Rock, Jerusalem, Divine Word, symbolizing the Quran's role as a judgment. These structures are designed to engage the individual community, where individuals like the elements of a suggesting that humans find harmony in symmetrical and balance, paralleling scientific principles of order, symmetry, complexity, reflecting the Quran's call to ponder upon creation. Calligraphy and geometry, Süleymaniye Mosque, Istanbul. Here, calligraphy intertwines with geometric patterns, each letter and shape a part of the divine word, symbolizing the Quran's role as a guide and the divine order in every aspect of life. Significance. The integration of geometric shapes with sacred text underscores the unity of form and content, where the beauty of the Word of God is mirrored in the beauty of its visual representation. Why sacred geometry in architecture? Mathematical beauty. The use of sacred geometry reflects the Islamic appreciation for the beauty and order in mathematics, akin to how the Quran itself uses numeric patterns. Spiritual engagement. These structures are designed to engage the individual in a spiritual journey, where each geometric pattern reflects aspects of divine wisdom, encouraging meditation and contemplation. Cosmic order. Architecture becomes a microcosm of the universe, where each building not only serves a functional purpose, but also educates and elevates the soul through its symbolic representations of divine order. Community and unity. The repetitive and symmetric nature of these patterns also symbolizes the unity of the Muslim community, where individuals, like the elements of a geometric pattern, are diverse yet part of a larger coherent whole. Scientific and mathematical parallels. Fractals. Islamic geometric patterns often resemble fractals, where simple shapes repeat at different scales, reflecting natural patterns and the complexity of the cosmos. Symmetry in physics. The symmetry found in sacred geometry mirrors fundamental principles in physics, where symmetry is key to understanding the universe's laws. Cognitive harmony. There's evidence suggesting that humans find harmony in symmetrical and balanced designs, which could explain the spiritual resonance felt in these spaces. Conclusion. Sacred geometry in Islamic architecture is more than an artistic expression. It's a profound embodiment of spiritual philosophy, where each line, curve, and shape serves to remind believers of the divine order, unity, and beauty. This chapter highlights how architecture, through its silent language of geometry, educates, inspires, and connects the human soul with the divine, paralleling scientific principles of order, symmetry, and the quest for understanding the cosmos. It invites us to see buildings not just as structures, but as living texts of divine revelation, where every corner, every tile is a verse in the poem of existence. The Quran, revealed over 1400 years ago, continues to unravel the mysteries they hold. The Quran's wisdom and profound knowledge. Within its verses lies a hidden language, a language of numbers. These numeric patterns, known as Polar Quran, are not mere coincidences. They are signposts guiding us towards a deeper understanding of the universe and our place within it. This essay embarks on a journey to explore these fascinating patterns. We will delve into their scientific significance and unravel the mysteries they hold. The Quran emphasizes the importance of reflection and contemplation. It encourages us to ponder upon the world around us. By examining the numerical patterns within the Quran, we embark on a quest for knowledge. This quest aligns perfectly with the Quran's message of seeking truth and understanding. Through this exploration, we aim to bridge the gap between faith and science. We hope to reveal the harmony that exists between divine revelation and scientific inquiry. The Quran is not a book of science, however, it contains the universe's gradual formation. The Quran also, these verses, revealed centuries before their scientific discoveries, serve as a testament to the Quran's divine origin. The numeric patterns within the Quran further strengthen this connection. They highlight the intricate relationship between the spiritual and the scientific. For instance, the Quran speaks of the heavens and the earth being created in 6 periods. This resonates with the scientific understanding of the universe's gradual formation. The Quran also mentions the expansion of the universe. This concept, only recently confirmed by science, was revealed in the Quran over 1400 years ago. These examples demonstrate how the Quran, through its verses and numeric patterns, encourages us to view science and spirituality as complementary. They are two sides of the same coin, both seeking to understand the wonders of creation. The number 7 holds a special significance in Islamic. The troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere that governs our planet and its life-sustaining system. He it is who created for you all that is in the earth. Then he turned towards the heaven and made them 7 heavens, and he is knower of all things. Quran 2:29. This concept of 7 heavens, while symbolic, finds resonance in the scientific understanding of the Earth's atmosphere. The Earth's atmosphere is divided into 7 distinct layers. The troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere, ionosphere, and magnetosphere. Each layer possesses unique characteristics and functions, contributing to the delicate balance that sustains life on Earth. This parallel between the Quranic concept of 7 heavens and the scientific understanding of the Earth's atmosphere is striking. It invites us to ponder upon the intricate design of the universe. It encourages us to appreciate the delicate balance that governs our planet and its life-sustaining systems. The number 19 appears prominently in the Quran use of the number 19. This intricate numeric chapters. This number, often referred to as the miracle of 19, has intrigued scholars for centuries. Over it are 19, Quran 74:30. This verse, referring to the guardians of hellfire, highlights the significance of the number 19. Intriguingly, the concept of coding and encryption, fundamental to modern technology, finds a parallel in the Quran's use of the number 19. This intricate numerical pattern, woven throughout the Quran's structure, can be seen as a form of divine coding. It suggests a level of complexity and precision that points towards a higher intelligence. Just as computer code governs the functions of our digital world, the Quran's numerical patterns hint at a deeper order governing the universe. Section 599, Names and the Order in Organizing and Understanding the Diversity of 99 names, each representing a different attribute of the divine, and all the most beautiful names belong to Allah, so call on Him by them, Quran 7:180. This concept of 99 names reflects a system of classification and order. It resonates with the scientific approach of categorizing and understanding the natural world. In science, taxonomy plays a crucial role in organizing and understanding the diversity of life on Earth. Similarly, the 99 names of Allah provide a framework for understanding the divine attributes. They offer a glimpse into the nature of the Creator and His relationship with creation. This parallel highlights the importance of order and classification, both in the realm of the divine and the scientific. It suggests that the universe is not a chaotic jumble, but rather a carefully structured system. Section 6, The Enigma of 1729. The Quran repeatedly emphasizes the importance of badges us to appreciate the intricate forces that govern the Quran holds mathematical significance that aligns with the Quran's emphasis on balance and harmony. 1729 is known as the Hardy-Ramanujan number. It is the smallest number that can be expressed as the sum of two cubes in two different ways. This unique property points towards the concept of equilibrium and balance. The Quran repeatedly emphasizes the importance of balance in all aspects of life, and the heaven we have constructed it with strength, and indeed we are its expander, Quran 51:47. This verse highlights the delicate balance maintained in the universe. The Earth's position in the solar system, the intricate cycles of nature all point towards a carefully calibrated system. The mathematical significance of 1729 serves as a reminder of this delicate balance. It encourages us to appreciate the intricate forces that govern the cosmos and maintain its stability. Section 7, 729, billions of cells, each performing specialized functions. Number 729, the cube of 9, represents a higher order of complexity. This number, while not directly mentioned in the Quran, aligns with the Quran's emphasis on the multifaceted nature of creation. The universe, with its billions of galaxies, stars and planets, is a testament to this complexity. Even at the microscopic level, the complexity of life is astounding. The human body, with its trillions of cells, each performing specialized functions, is a marvel of engineering. The Quran encourages us to ponder upon these wonders. It invites us to delve deeper into the mysteries of creation. The number 729, with its representation of layered complexity, serves as a reminder of the vastness of knowledge yet to be uncovered. It inspires us to approach the world with a sense of wonder and a thirst for understanding. The number 237, while not explicitly mentioned, embark on a journey of exploration and discovery. Numerical value of the Arabic word for knowledge, ilm, lem. The numerical value of ilm is 19 plus 30 plus 40, which equals 89. Interestingly, 237 is the product of 89 and the first prime number after 2, which is 3. This connection between the number 237 and the Arabic word for knowledge invites us to embark on a journey of exploration and discovery. The Quran repeatedly emphasizes the importance of seeking knowledge. Are those who know equal to those who do not know? Quran 39, verse 9. This verse highlights the value of knowledge and its transformative power. The number 237, linked to the concept of knowledge, serves as a reminder that the pursuit of understanding is a continuous journey. It is a journey that requires curiosity, critical thinking, and a willingness to explore uncharted territories. The number 289, the square of 17, the natural world, to ponder upon its wonders. This resonates with the Quran's message of seeking harmony between faith and reason. The Quran encourages us to use both our intellect and our hearts in our pursuit of truth. The Quran states, "Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth and the alternation of the night and the day are signs for those of understanding." Quran 3 verse 190. This verse encourages us to observe the natural world, to ponder upon its wonders, and to recognize the signs of a divine creator. It is through this process of observation, reflection, and understanding that we can truly appreciate the beauty and wisdom embedded within creation. The number 286 holds a special significance. The number 286 representing the longest chapter, Surah Al-Baqarah, the cow. This chapter, known for its comprehensive guidance on various aspects of life, serves as a blueprint for living in accordance with divine principles. The Quran, through its verses and teachings, provides a moral compass. It guides us towards making ethical decisions, building strong communities, and living fulfilling lives. The number 286, representing the length of this comprehensive chapter, highlights the all-encompassing nature of the Quran's message. It emphasizes the importance of seeking guidance from the Quran in all aspects of our lives. The numeric patterns found within the Quran or polar into the Quran's wisdom. Let us approach it with a sense of universe. They highlight the interconnectedness of all things and point towards a higher intelligence governing creation. These patterns are not meant to replace scientific inquiry. Instead, they serve as a catalyst for deeper reflection and exploration. They invite us to view science and spirituality as complementary paths, both leading towards a greater understanding of ourselves and the world around us. As we delve deeper into the Quran's wisdom, let us approach it with a sense of wonder and an open mind, embracing the beauty and harmony that emerge when science meets spirituality.